Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, Red Queen Tarot. Today we're doing October readings. We'll see which side we're going to read for next. Aries. Welcome Aries. Could have Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node. Let's see what Aries needs to know for October. I'm going to use the Thelema deck here. You have a full moon in your sign this month, Aries, on the 9th at 5:48 p.m. Eastern. It's a Sunday. And let's see. Six of Swords flipped over there. Okay. Get one more card. But yeah, you want to see what house that Aries falls in for you and see what changes or developments you could be seeing in each area of your natal chart. This is a pretty special full moon. I'm going to do a special reading for that just because it's the sun is conjunct Venus, and that's opposing the moon that is also conjunct Chiron. And this can present a really good healing opportunity because Venus is in its home sign of Libra with the sun, which is Libra is the 7th house of partnerships. There could be some communication or healing dialogue that takes place during this full moon. And of course, being opposite the moon, that's conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So there could be an illumination surrounding a deep wound this full moon. Somebody may trigger you, but that isn't always a bad thing because then it forces you to examine yourself and find out why that person had an impact on you and what you need to do within yourself to correct that response. So I'm going to start looking underneath the deck here. So the Six of Swords we saw flipped over. Underneath we have the Queen of Swords. So air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Now your ruler Mars entered the air sign of Gemini August 20th, and it's going to be there until March of 2023 because of a really long retrograde period that starts October 20th, I believe, or 30th. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's really moving slowly through the sign of Gemini this month, and that's going to create feelings of kind of stagnation. It's just because Mars is slowing down so much, and it's the planet of action. As it starts to move retrograde, you might find it harder to make forward progress, and Gemini is this air element showing up twice already. It's ruled by Mercury. It's very flighty, very quick thoughts. Might be jumping from project to project, or just having trouble really focusing your attention. Okay, so Six of Swords is this card of moving on. There might be, and the Queen of Swords is often depicted as the Queen of Divorce. I'm not saying that's happening, but it's like you making a decision and deciding that wherever you currently are in your life, that it's not working out for you anymore, and you're going to push forward and move on because that seems to be your only clear option at this time. Let's see what's next to the Six of Swords. We'll go backwards. Seven of Cups. Okay, speaking of options. These are choices. These are visions. Illusions sometimes could be all those distractions I mentioned with Mars and Gemini. There's a lot of things grabbing your attention, and it might be hard to help you focus and gain clarity on which option to choose. And then we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is a time of reflection, going within and examining what is going to serve you best. So the Hanged Man put himself there in order to gain enlightenment. But you see his head is going, it's representative of diving into the subconscious mind. It's ruled by Neptune. And there's even a snake in this picture holding him up. Normally he's like nailed to a tree and hung upside down. But the snake is indicative, again, of change, death, transformation, the shedding of a skin. So it's something that has to be released in order to move forward. Because the Death card is the one that follows the Hanged Man. It's like, okay, things were stagnant or stuck for some time, and death makes sure that that doesn't stay that way forever, so that there is some kind of transition initiated this month. in which you're deciding to step forward. Okay, well, great. I'm glad that I read this right to left. I normally would go left to right, but it makes sense this way. The Ten of Cups. So that's ultimate happiness. It's, this fulfillment here. Happy family, happy life. All your wishes and dreams in the Seven of Cups have come to fruition in the Ten of Cups. Your vision became a reality, but I think that's because you had to take time out to focus on your vision, which is what the Queen of Swords is the master of, mastering her thoughts, her mind, because your mind creates your reality. So wherever your mind is at, that is the reality you're going to bring about. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And everything is magnetism. So you're going to attract or repel whatever reality you're focused on. Any clarifiers for Aries about this choice to move forward? What could it be in regards to? When might we see these changes? Okay. These two here. Underneath the deck, we have Innocence, number 19 card, which is the Sun. It's very fortunate. There's a peace, a reflection, a calmness of spirit here. And the Six of Swords traditionally means, leaving rough seas in search of calmer waters. And I get that sense with the Innocence card, the Sun. It's like the sun will come out tomorrow, after it's done raining. Again, the Ten of Cups is a testament to that as well. That it's like the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow. And then we have Six of Swords again, the bird, and it's called in this deck. I might read about that one just to get the description of this, because I remember it. It's, Anyway, next we have Exhaustion. Okay, a burden and an exhaustion. Look at the faces of these two figures here, how they're very tired, they're worn out. They're in need of respite, vacation, a rebirth. Again, that might be, you seeking another alternative because you feel like you've reached a dead end, whether it be with a partnership, a job. But it's like, this is what you're holding yourself back from, this Ten of Cups reality, by either being stubborn or stagnant, or up until this point not being able to see clearly what your options really are. Or maybe you just haven't taken time out to reflect on that. All right, number 8 of Cups, letting go. You're definitely releasing something this month, probably after that full moon in your sign, which happens on the 9th. So anywhere from the 9th to the new moon solar eclipse, the 25th this month. That's a waning period where energy is being released and closing back down to the darkness. So there's something to let go of, whether you're keeping yourself in place here in the Hanged Man, but look what it's doing to you. It's wearing you out. It's just draining your energy. I just got this image, again, of like an animal being processed and having its blood drained, and they're usually hung upside down. I'm sorry if that's graphic. It just came to my mind as far as this vampirism that you might be experiencing. Something is taking a lot of your energy out of you that you could be using to focus towards this Ten of Cups. And then 8 of Swords, guilt. Wow. This is a pretty intense reading there, Aries. It's like, the eight of Swords is the mental prison. It's like you want to leave, but you're afraid of, feeling bad about it, hurting other people's feelings. And that's the sign of a weak ego. You need to do what's best for you and stop worrying about what other people think, or that, how could you do this and leave the company after 20 years, what I mean? Who's going to mind the store when you're gone? It's like, as much as we don't want to replace it sometimes, or admit it sometimes, we are replaceable. Okay. So let me take a look at this book, because I wanted to read about the bird and the Six of Swords in this deck. All right. When we carry a load of shoulds and shouldn'ts imposed on us by others, we become like this ragged, struggling figure trying to make his way uphill. Go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder, while the tyrant himself is crowned with an imperious rooster. If life these days feels like it's a struggle from the cradle to the grave, it could be time to shrug your shoulders and see what it feels like to walk without these characters on your back. You have your own mountains to conquer, your own dreams to fulfill, but you will never have the energy to pursue them until you release yourself from all the expectations you've gathered from others, but now think you are your own. Chances are they exist only in your mind, but that doesn't mean they can't weigh you down. It's time to lighten up and send them on their way. Right, that's what you're packing up and sending away on the ship. You're moving on, That's a great thing to release. You could practice cord cutting ceremonies for the full moon. With the Queen of Swords here, your words, she's the Queen of Words, and they are power. They're the stuff that forms your reality. So use your words and her sword to cut yourself loose from this hanged man, from this parasitic relationship, or, whatever it is that's keeping you stuck. It could be your fear that's holding you back, or again, this guilt, worrying about what other people think. But I think that's a lie. That's the illusion in the Seven of Cups, You're deceiving yourself. The Eight of Swords is the mental prison, it's a war of the mind this month. Okay, so some of you might be having something on your mind and you feel guilty about keeping this secret, and it's time to reveal that or let it go. Something that you've kept, which is weighing you down and making you feel burdened. And again, you've exhausted yourself battling these thoughts or battling the guilt. And it's time to let that go. All right, because this has to do with your full moon, we're going to take a look at a Queen of the Moon oracle for you. Okay, there's two of them here. Okay. Sovereignty, this has to do with independence. And fear. Okay, I did mention that your fear and guilt might be holding you back. It's the cage, imprisoning your mind. But you have the power to forgive yourself and release yourself of any guilt or fear or shame. That's, this woman's like, it's almost, you don't notice her right away. You're paying attention to her, but underneath, this is what she feels. She may look like she has control here of all the birds, but inside she is terrified. She realizes the chaos around her, and it's imprisoning, that feeling when you feel like you can't share this burden with anybody else. All right, let's take a look at your archetype cards. One archetype card, please, for Aries. Get an overall theme for the month for you. It looks like greatness is possible, but the only thing standing in your way is you. All right. And sovereignty is the exact opposite of fear. It's fear breeds dependency. Victim mentality, waiting for somebody else to save you from yourself. But it doesn't work that way. We have to, we got ourselves in, we can get ourselves out. All right. And we have Kairos, number 76. It's a beautiful card. Okay, mythic time, synchronicity. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this nonlinear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change and trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. Okay, so this sounds like it's just some kind of inner awareness that you're going to achieve, and you're not going to know it until it's time to know it. It's that's when the information from your guides will come through and tell you when it's time to drop this baggage, make your move, release something, forgive yourself, forgive somebody else. But trust in divine timing. It just requires patience and awareness in order for you to do your part and take action when necessary. Let's see, the other notes in the book say compare the green words Chronos and Kairos. Greek words, sorry, Chronos and Kairos. This will guide you to an understanding of logos and mythos. Okay. The word evil comes from the root unripe. Consider that everything has a time of ripeness when it becomes a nourishing fruit, sweet to the lips. Okay, yeah, it just has to do, again, with waiting for things to become the right time. You can't pick a fruit before it's ripe or else it'll taste bitter or sour. You have to let nature take its course for things to come to fruition. Okay. You get a message from your angels and ancestors for October. Spring, see your seeds grow. So I was just talking about the ripeness of fruit. If something is a seed right now, and it sounds like it will be, you'll be at a new phase in your life. That would be the new moon solar eclipse, October 25th, would be a perfect opportunity to plant new seeds of intent, to watch them grow into something new. But before you can do that, you have to go through this process of releasing and forgiving and whatever you need to do to clear your space in order to receive. You can't receive more blessings if your arms are already full of baggage. Okay. And for your medicine card this month, see what animal medicine Aries needs to see. The Raven, number 16. Love ravens. All right. It being the Halloween season, how appropriate. I just think of Edgar Allan Poe, of course. Quote the raven, nevermore. So, the raven stands for magic. Throughout time, raven has carried the medicine of magic. This has been true in many cultures across the planet. It is sacred in the medicine ways to honor raven as the bringer of magic. If the magic is bad medicine, the carrier may be honored out of fear rather than out of respect. Those who fear raven may do so because they have been dabbling in areas in which they had no knowledge, and a spell may have backfired on them. Rather than analyzing the dark side of sorcery, realize that you will fear raven only if you need to learn about your inner fears or self-created demons. That's tying in very tightly to this card, isn't it? And there's even ravens circling the woman. Raven magic is a powerful medicine that can give you the courage to enter the darkness of the void, which is the home of all that is not yet in form. The void is called the Great Mystery. Great Mystery existed before all other things came into being. Great Spirit lives inside the void and emerges from the Great Mystery. Raven is the messenger of the void. If Raven appears in your spread, you are about to experience a change in consciousness. This may involve walking inside the Great Mystery on another path at the edge of time. It would portend a signal brought by the raven that says, you have earned the right to see and experience a little more of life's magic. Raven's color is the color of the void, the black hole in space that holds all the energy of the creative source. In native teachings, the color black means many things, but it does not mean evil. Black can mean the seeing of answers, the void. or the road of the spiritual or non-physical. The blue-black of Raven contains an iridescence that speaks of the magic of darkness and the changeability of form and shape that brings an awakening in the process. And that comes through the Hanged Man situation, being forced to see your situation from another angle, being close to the darkness to understand the value of the light better. Okay, after that we have the Raven is the guardian of ceremonial magic and in absentia healing. In any healing circle, Raven is present. Did I mention healing? Because Chiron is next to the moon for the full moon in your sign. Raven guides the magic of healing and the change in consciousness that will bring about a new reality and dispel dis-ease or illness. Raven brings in the new state of wellness from the void of great mystery and the field of plenty. Raven is the messenger that carries all energy flows of ceremonial magic between the ceremony itself and the intended destination. For instance, if a ceremony is being performed to send energy to a disaster area where people need courage and strength, Raven would be the courier for that energy flow. The intention would be to allow the people of the devastated area to feel the concern and support of the participants in the ceremony. If you have chosen Raven, magic is in the air. Do not try to figure it out. You cannot. It is the power of the unknown at work, and something special is about to happen. The deeper mystery, however, is how you will respond to the sparkling synchronicity of this alchemical moment. What did I mention about divine timing? I can't remember. Will you recognize the moment and use it to further enhance your growth? Can you accept it as a gift from the Great Spirit, or will you limit the power of the great mystery by explaining it away? It may be time to call Raven as a courier to carry an intention, some healing energy, a thought, or a message. Raven is the patron of smoke signals or spirit messages represented by smoke. So if you want to send a message to the blue road of spirit, in order to contact the ancients, call Raven, or who knows, the ancients may be calling you. Remember, this magic moment came from the void of darkness, and the challenge is to bring it into light. In doing so, you will have honored the magician within. Amazing. So some of you might be finding black feathers on the ground too, or seeing ravens or crows. Take note when they do. Let them know that, it's confirmation from spirit that you're on the right path, that you're tapping into this darkness. The magic is surrounding you and within you. Is there anything else that I can share with Aries this month? I think that'll do it. Thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in. Let me know if you enjoyed this reading in the comments below, and hopefully we'll see you next month, and definitely for that full moon reading on the 9th. Take care. Bye-bye.